Alright, so I'm recording this video for my friends at SUPA, Seattle Ukulele Players Association, who I did a clinic for a little over a month ago, and I promised you I'd do a video that kind of went over what we went over, and hopefully I get everything that we went over. It's been a while. I meant to do this a lot sooner, but I've just been so swamped, and I've been meaning to get back to you guys because, I can't wait to see you folks again. And so what we did at our clinic was we did the Hawaiian vamps, and I showed you three forms, right? We did the C shape, the F shape, and the G shape. And so with the C shape, we did D7, G7, C, and instead of using our regular D7, G7, C, like this, right? We ended up doing the Hawaiian D7, which was the D7 with no root. So I take finger number 2, I put it on the top string, 2nd fret. Finger number 3 is going to be on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. And we're going like that. Right? But then we did something different. We wanted to make it sound even more Hawaiian, so we did the little Hawaiian gallop thing that we do. And that's the hammer on to the 2nd beat. So we open strum everything first with an upstroke. Hammer on the 2nd beat. Then we go down, up, down. So it sounds like this. And we want to catch that beat, right? So it's da 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 da. Just like that. And we're going to go. Okay, so remember what we said though. It doesn't have to be a hammer-on. It can be a slide. It can be any sort of movement that's happening. And I don't have to hammer on the whole chord. I can hammer on, like on D7, for example. I can hammer just that finger or just that finger. G7, I could be any of those. The C, I can slide. Right, so we got. Okay, so we can do that. That's our C turnaround. Okay, now let's look at the G turnaround. So for G, we did A7, we did D7, that's the Hawaiian D7, and we did G. So it was like this, right? Now that sounds good and all, but we wanted to, I guess, embellish the chords a little bit, make them a little bit more interesting. So what we did was we took an A9 chord instead of an A7, which is just an A7, but we're adding the B note in there. And again, we can hammer on either of these two notes, right? On D7, we did the D7, but we can also do a D13, which is just taking that, and we're going to put our finger down here on the B, or we can use that finger there, whichever one's comfortable for you. But it's just a D7 chord with that bottom string 2nd fret in there. And the last chord, instead of playing G, we're going to just lift that up and play G6. So I play it that way, right? You can play it like that and just lift off your finger, whichever way is most comfortable for you. But we're going to go like this. Okay, and that's going to be our vamp in G. Right? And speaking of the vamp, we can do a turnaround here. We did that descending one. Okay, so what that is a straight line going down from the 4th fret. 4, 3, 2, 1. This is all on the 3rd string. Okay, now we're going to go back up to 4, and I'm going to use my pinky. 4, and I'm going to 3, but it's going to be on the 2nd string. And I'm going to go to the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So it's like stairs, yeah? Okay, now we're going to go open C. And we're going to go on the 2nd fret. Roll our finger down to the 2nd string. So and then we're going to go to the 3rd fret, and then we hold the G chord, and we go 1, 2, 3. Now we play the whole thing again. Okay, so it goes. Okay, and that's going to be our turnaround for G. Now let's go to, what did I say we're going to do? F. Let's do F. Okay, so looking at F, the chords are G7, C7, and F. Right? So we're going to play the F chord regularly, but we're going to change the other two. We're going to embellish, like how we did with the G. So instead of playing that G7, we're going to play G9 instead of G7. Right? We're going to play C13 instead of C7, and then F. Now what this does is it gives us a really nice walk down. And what I mean by walk down is it's called voice leading, where we take one note, go into the next, and go into the next. So we've got our G9, our C13, and then our F. So it goes in a straight line, right? Chromatically walks down. And so if we strum it, it's got a good resolve to it when we do it that way, right? And we're going to use our Hawaiian strum to do that. And again, we don't have to hammer on all of it. We can hammer on just some of it, okay? And let's do a turnaround with that too. So with the turnaround, we're just going to so what that was I'm playing that G9 chord, and I'm going straight down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I go to my C13 chord, and I go 4, 3, 2. Now when I get to F, I'm going to play that F chord, and I'm going to play the 2nd string, 4th string. Now I'm going to play 3, 2, 3. So it's like we're going. Okay, now I'm going to reverse that and go 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, so. Again, repeat. Alright, perfect. So that's the Hawaiian turnaround for the key of F. And we went over all this stuff. Now, it took much longer because we were kind of going through and helping people put their fingers in. This will be much quicker because it's on video. The next thing we did was we focused on the walking bass line, right? How we get that feel. And with C, right? We have a bunch of chords that we can use to make things sound really cool. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a C chord, like a real basic Hawaiian song is like C, F, C. Then we'll go to G7, back to C. Okay, so we're going to make those chords a little bit more interesting, and we're going to actually pick through them. So the C chord that I'm going to use, instead of playing this here, I'm going to go ahead and put my finger on the 7th fret, right? So my pinky's on the 7th fret, and first finger is on the 3rd fret. And that's going to be my C because it's joining those 3 shapes, right? From the Cops Always Get Free Donuts. You guys remember that one, right? C shape leads to the A shape, leads to the G shape, leads to the F shape, leads to the D shape, and then back to C. So we have Cops Always Get Free Donuts. Okay? So if you know that part, then everything else will be easy. So the C shape, I have these 2 open strings I'm going to take from that. The A shape, I'm going to take that note right there. And the G shape, I'm going to take that note right there. And I have a really big C, right? So now, when I'm playing that, I'm going to make my thumb do this. as I'm doing this, I'm going to put my melody notes to it. So to make that happen, before we put melody to it, let's just make a pattern. Okay, so, and I hate using the term pattern because for me, I never think in terms of a pattern, even though it is a pattern. I just tend to think in terms of beat. So if I'm holding this chord, we're going to go ahead and let's try. So what I'm doing is I'm picking 4, 2, 3, 1. And I'm using my thumb for 4 and 3. And 2 is being picked by my first finger, and 1 is being picked by my second finger. So to voice an F chord, what we can do here is kind of put our fingers up. Right? So this is on 5 and 8. Back to C. And then we can go down. It's kind of like a G7. It's putting those two chords together and making that. And I put my finger here. So we start off on C. Now we move up to the 5th and 8th. Back to 3 and 7. Now we're going to do like a G7, but I'm going to put my finger on the 5th fret. So I don't need this finger here, and I can take it off and go back to that C. F chord. Back to C. Now to G7. Okay, now we're going to just have fun with that. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of, instead of doing and keeping to that pattern, we're going to kind of mess with it and make the melody more important. So my melody might be like, and go to G7. So that part you're just going to have fun with it. You're going to play around with it. If you guys have any questions on this video, what I want you guys to do is write me an email at hmsukelessons@gmail.com. So H as in Hawaii, M as in music, and S as in school. So hmsukelessons, that's UKE, lessons@gmail.com. And go ahead and shoot me any questions that you have. I'll be glad to answer it. If I have your email, I'll be able to email you back directly. If it's a question I need to answer via video, I can try to record one of these for you and email it to you personally. Although you might need Google Drive to be able to open up the file of this size. Also, I wanted to invite all of you. There's what I'm teaching you now, and many other lessons on my website, hawaiimusicschool.com. And right now we have a free 2-week trial membership going on. So if you sign up, you can get the first 2 weeks free. If you like it, then you can stick with us. And if not, you can just use your 2 weeks and then cancel your membership. But I'd prefer if you guys stuck around. Also, the other thing is I have a YouTube channel, which is what you're looking at now. Feel free to check out the other videos. I know right now it's just a bunch of vlogging stuff. But I'm going to be putting up more content in regards to mini lessons, like 5-10 minute lessons to kind of make it go up. And I'm going to try to upload one every day. And hopefully I'll get to the point where, it becomes a habit for me. Right now I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm recording this on my webcam because my phone kept overheating and my camera just doesn't seem to like the the card that I have in it, the memory card. So I don't know. I've got to figure out what I'm doing, and I will be accessible to you guys. So SUPA is, one of my favorite clubs in all of the world for ukulele, and I love you guys, and I love hanging out with you guys. So hopefully we get to do it again next time I'm up in Washington. So hopefully this has been helpful. And again, any questions, email me. Okay? Aloha.